What's up, everybody? Welcome to Brad&James, the live, fun, interactive conversation about almost anything. Hey, happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. Happy Memorial Day to you, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not sure if it's
special day for everybody. And have you had a good day?
It's been a good one.
Good
it's been
weekend?
busy. It's been busy, but doing good.
Busy's good.
Yeah, it's been supposed to be relaxing, but it's been busy, so it's been good. That's you right there.
We got some audio. Well, do you guys have any Memorial Day like things you normally do or traditions or
not
you
really.
Fire up the grill and
not really. We usually don't travel on Memorial Day,
Yeah.
but just because everybody else seems to.
it is a busy day for traveling. That's for sure.
I wondered if it was as busy this year or not. It seemed like this year
Right.
was pretty, maybe more so. But
I'll tell you, I saw on the news there were some highlights from Memorial Day gatherings and people at the beach and some resort areas, and social distancing for a lot of people was just like.
It's over. It's over.
I mean,
we ain't doing it no more.
Like, oh
we ain't doing
Lord,
it. We ain't doing it
yeah.
no more.
I
We
was like-
we ain't social distancing no more. So
I know it's Memorial Day, people, but let's not lose our mind.
yeah.
Come
No.
on, you got to be smart about it. But we ventured up to my in-laws and we fired up the grill and did all that. So we had
That was today, or
yeah, we went
okay.
today.
Okay.
And had chicken breast wrapped in bacon, so delicious. And so we got my barbecue fixed in, and
Okay.
everything
All right.
like that. So
Are
yeah,
you the griller, or
yeah, I like to grill, I really do. But sometimes
are you good at it?
I am good, and I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm good. But every time I grill something for like my family, they always compliment me, and that is family. But
That is family.
But they can be harsh sometimes.
Some families are
They'll just
they gonna
let
tell
you
you the
know.
truth. They're gonna tell
They're
you the
like,
truth.
I'm not
Like,
eating this
your
garbage.
stuff stinks.
Exactly.
So this
Yeah.
is,
So I take that as like, okay, it must be pretty good if they're not just bashing me over the,
I think it'll work.
But,
I think it'll work.
Yeah, but today my mother-in-law did it, so I appreciate that, and it was very good. But it's a special day for everybody.
Yeah.
And what about Memorial Day films? Like, do you like the war movies and the historical?
No,
Really?
I'm not. I mean, I watch them, but we'll see. We'll look at Travis Runyon said
Yeah.
anything wrapped in bacon is amazing.
You got that right.
But here's
Most
the
of the
thing.
time.
Actually, it's not, because like some people, some people don't eat certain foods.
True.
Like, so like if you wrap chicken in bacon, some people that don't like chicken,
They ain't gonna like it.
they not gonna like it. So not everything in bacon, or whatever. But
Bacon by itself.
I think bacon makes everything better.
That's
personally.
right. I
That's just
agree.
me.
I
That's just
agree.
me. But
Same thing.
But listen,
Yeah.
so no, the war movies. I mean, I watch. They're so emotional for
They
me.
are. Oh
I mean,
my gosh, dude.
because
Like,
my dad's a veteran,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
mom's
yeah.
a veteran.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
heavy.
There's nothing like glamorous about war.
No, you're
You know,
right.
like it's
You're
it's
right.
just hard. So those are like it's just, you feel after you watch it, you just drained. You're just like, man, like
you
you just
are, but then for me, there's like that side of like the ultimate patriotism that's just like
I
flowing.
agree.
Like,
I agree.
I mean, and what's really crazy is think about how far or now how long ago some events have been.
Yeah.
Like I think about World War II veterans, World War I veterans, especially World War II, and then Vietnam veterans. It's just like, man, time is just moving so fast, seems like, and I don't want to lose sight or lose the importance of what took place. I try to just use this time to really kind of soak in and think about, hey, a lot of ultimate sacrifices, and thank you all. So that, I mean,
well, since you said, okay, so on the Memorial, so you said, and it's typical, just people like they'll say Happy Memorial Day.
yeah,
I have a hard time with that. Like, that's just weird to me.
that's
because
true. That's real talk.
So, because when you're talking, so there's, and I think people kind of get the two they get Memorial Day and Veterans Day confused.
Yeah.
Like Memorial Day is specifically the day set aside to honor those who have given their life in service, and
Right.
Veterans Day is where we, so kind of it always seemed a little weird to me to be like,
That's true.
Happy
That's true.
Memorial Day. It's like,
Yeah, is it?
but I get it, and I don't want to seem like we're not, because it is to me like it's. I think about the people that have died for sure. I don't know a lot of them, you know, but I know being in ministry, those kind of things. I think of the families that it's another year without their loved one, and so while you see things out there that say, we're grateful for the brave men and women, but that's a hard deal for
those who have lost.
For a young lady who's newlywed with her and her husband, and he died in deployment, or kids that don't have their dad or their mom, or man, it's just it's heavy.
It's a heavy
deal. It's a heavy deal.
Maybe I shouldn't have.
No. I mean,
but you see it.
I didn't mean like throw stones at you. No. I'm just.
But
it was like it's just a little,
especially for this one,
it's
Memorial
like
Day.
I like kind of like even doing social media posts. I'm like I never put like happy more. I'm like
pump the brakes. Really think about
It's tough. It's tough, and but also just honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice in for freedoms that we get to enjoy. Definitely, it's amazing to have a country that sets that day aside. And so I think it is amazing in that. So
we are still a truly blessed nation.
Yeah,
I mean, without those
So
sacrifices.
it's crazy. We wouldn't. So, but no, we don't really do. I don't necessarily watch a movie on that day.
Yeah. It's just sometimes like I don't have cable, but I remember when I did, it was like Memorial Day weekend or Veterans Day weekend. It was like on so many channels.
Yeah.
Binge watch just about any type of historical war documentary movie or whatever.
Like,
and it's like
there's only certain ones you can. There's some of you can watch. Like for me, I only watch like Saving Private Ryan one time.
Yeah.
Which is the latest one that I just saw? The last one I saw with I draw a blank. The guy that goes back in and gets people
rescued.
What was that one?
I can't remember.
How did we both forget that?
There it is. No, it's not.
I thought
we had it.
Can somebody out there give us the name of that movie, please?
I don't know.
You all know which movie we're talking about now, and now because we need to know it, we just do it. Hacksaw Ridge.
Thank you, Josh. He's here working the keys for us tonight. Shout out.
Yeah, Josh reviews in today for Hagen and doing a great job. Hacksaw Ridge. Just amazing.
Unbelievable. And that's
just
me,
amazing.
And I don't know if you watched any of the Band of Brothers series when they came out.
I did not. Yeah.
There's a Band of Brothers that focused on the European side of the conflict, and then there was a Band of Brothers, the Pacific, and both of those were like 10 episodes long miniseries. I think HBO put them out, but man, they're incredible. But
so let me tell you about the most underrated war movie. Well, I shouldn't say the most, in my opinion. One I like because. The good ones I can't watch more than once because they're just
they pull it out.
They're just so like Saving Private Ryan. I just can't, man. It pulls it from the inside. But one of the ones I thought is amazing that not a lot of people talk about is The Monument Men.
I liked that movie.
That movie
was really
I love Monument Men.
It was. I was like kind of surprised because when I saw the trailer, I was like, well, this isn't the typical war fighting action,
Yeah.
And I was like, but then when I watched it, I was like,
I know.
This is
I think it's totally
an amazing
underrated.
story.
I think it's totally underrated.
Yeah, it really is. If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie.
So that's our recommendation. Memorial Day, Monuments Men.
Monuments Men
was amazing. So anyway, that's probably the one. Hacksaw Ridge was a good one as well. I didn't see this latest one that came out that was, I don't know if it won an Academy Award. Was it
1914 or
no? That wasn't 19. Was it 1914?
It was a World War I movie, and I think
is that the latest one that came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it did win. The cinematography in that was amazing. They had it to where, so the main character was in every shot of the entire movie.
Huh.
But yet they made it to where like the transitions dude, it's good. It's worth watching just for the cinematography alone.
Okay.
Like. The story's amazing too.
Yeah.
But the way it was shot, it's amazing. I know you'll appreciate it.
Okay.
From an artistic standpoint, amazing film. So
I didn't know it was 1914.
I think it's 1914. Yeah.
Is that right?
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, so what else new, man? We got a lot going on around here specifically. So some exciting things coming along.
Yeah, for definitely some things we're working on for Agape as a ministry.
Yeah.
we announced that we are going to start Downtown Thursday on June 11th. Probably, people were excited about that. I think people were more excited when we said that we had set our plan in place to begin our in-person gatherings again on June the 7th. And so we're not, not saying reopening because we never closed.
That's right.
But
we're
resuming.
I was telling my mother about that.
Yeah.
Yesterday. I was like, well, we're not, it's just that we're not reopening per se, but because we've been open, we
never closed. We just kept going. Yeah. So I just said, hey, we're just resuming in-person gatherings. Right. And so, but that's been a lot. Exciting. It is. It's exciting, and yet it's got some.
It's a lot to deal with too.
It's got a lot to deal with too. That's Joe Anderson. Hey, Joe. It's got a lot, but there's a lot of factors weighing into it. There's already people kind of weighing in. Some people that are choosing to, hey, I just feel more comfortable worshiping at home. Yeah. There are people that's like, I cannot wait. Can it be next week? And so we are working really, really hard because online services has become a part of what will be normal for us, and probably should have been normal for us for a while, right, as far as like streaming online. Yeah. But now we really will have to. Really, we've not been streaming our services live because we always had an issue with making sure the music sounded right, which is so much a part of the Agape experience. Like if you come, our worship is incredible. Is big for that. So we have, but through this has forced us to get that part dialed in. We are going to have to make some investment to continue that live, and so which we're excited about. But we're working really hard to get some things in place, so to make that happen. So. But it's a lot, I'm excited about, again, seeing people that you love and that you care about, worshiping with them. Yeah. I'm bummed that I won't see everybody because I know there's some that are going to decide to say, and I'm not bummed they made that decision. I'm just bummed because I know it's very real about what we're facing. And then it's not over yet.
All along, use best judgment. Like you do what you feel comfortable.
You do what you feel what is best for you, for your family, for yourself.
That's right.
We please encourage you to do that. So I'm bummed about a little bit of that. I'm bummed about some other things. There's things I just want to make sure that I've seen trending where. We're hoping that the church, capital C Church, but more specifically, I'm hoping Agape Church as a whole, we're regathering, but there's things that we still, want out. There's still gospel is still not loud. I still don't want us in strife. We seem to have issues with whether someone wants to wear a mask or they don't. I'm just hoping that we're not coming back as it was. Like we believe we've been transformed by this.
Coming out of this different.
And better. Absolutely. Because we know as current series we're in, all things work together for the good of those that love God, called according to His purpose. So we're doing that as well. But I'm hoping that the very thing that we've done since day one is that we have looked each other in the face. I see you, you see me. It's not we're colorblind. Like, oh no, Brad, I don't see color. And no, I see Brad. Brad, long haired white guy who
that's right.
who I love, and he sees Pastor James, good looking black man that but we see each other, eyes wide open. We know our similarities, our differences. We know the unifying power in us is Jesus, and with that. We whatever choices we make that are different, we may not agree, but we agree on one thing, that Jesus is Lord, and that's what's important, that we're honoring God.
We're connected in the most important way.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter what we look like.
Yeah.
It never will.
Yeah.
And I hope that people are real. I know I have personally. Coming out of this I am different. There's no doubt about it. For sure. And there are things now that I think about, and I'm like, I'll never take that for granted again. Because I still catch myself if I see someone or come up to somebody maybe I haven't seen it in a few weeks or a month or two, and I just want to embrace them. But at the same time, I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, I need to be respectful. I can't do that, especially if they're older. I don't want to just pounce on them during this time and use good judgment. And I mean, who would have thought that 3 or 4 months ago that we, would have had to like replay that situation in our head before it comes up, So there's just things that I'm like, oh gosh, I could never take that for granted again.
No, and when we talk about, even we're saying like coming out, like we know, just so we're clear, it's not over.
Yeah.
And it's still where we are all still navigating this, and
that's right.
Doctors and physicians are learning. Our local doctors and physicians here in Jones County are learning, and just again, not to be like the downer, but I need people that are listening from our church, from our area in Jones County. Hey, it is very, very serious.
Yeah.
Here. Like, I know everybody's like out and but everybody really needs to understand without fear, not trying to put fear, but just going, hey, here's what the data is showing. This week alone, over the last 7 days, we had more cases in the state than any other county.
Wow.
Jones.
Yeah.
We're number 1 as of today. Big stuff. Now, here's the crazy part. Harrison County we are almost a third of the size of Harrison County, yet we are just about to pass them in the total number of cases. Now, here's what happens. I know what people will do is they'll look and go, so you take 400, and I'm trying to think what that number is for us right now. The number of cases that we have as of today, in case you know, like I keep up with it because it's important and it's helping decision-making rises. So we had 89 cases this week. The next county from us is Hines with 85, and then Wayne was 59. Those are cases in counties over the last 7 days. But total cases for us now are 492. Now you take that and you divide that, divide by the total number of people in our county, 70,000. And I think that number is like 0.7%, So when you look at a percentage number, you're kind of like, well, what's the big deal? It's 0.7. But for 492 people, like that's significant, in our county.
Very much.
And
so.
for one life that died by it, whether it was a grandmother or grandfather, whether it lived 90 years or 70, whatever, it's significant.
It's very significant.
One of my pastor's friends that's in Baton Rouge lost his mother to this, and watching him go through this is painful.
Yeah.
It's just really difficult. And so I'm grateful to God the impacts and the numbers that they predicted were nowhere near there, and I'm grateful to God for that. And I am grateful to God for that.
Right.
I believe that we prayed. I believe that He's intervening.
Exactly.
In the same sense, we have to be really careful here in Jones because right now our hospital is full.
Yeah, I know.
Like
and,
we have just as many people in our hospitals right now as Forest County.
Wow. Yeah.
Real stuff. Yeah. And so just balanced talk going, look, not want anybody to be in fear, but going, we are not out, which is why we still have to take these precautions. And here's what I guess what I really want to get to is that we've all got to learn, whether you believe it or not, we've all got to learn about social distancing so that we respect the health choices of another person.
Yeah.
So in other words, hey, some people may not believe in peanut allergies. We were on a plane together. We were going to Europe, and they announced, like they said, oh, we have someone on the plane with a peanut allergy, and so they can't serve anything with peanuts. If you brought them as a snack, you can't bring them out.
Really? Wow.
Because if that person, when you're traveling, 13 hours nonstop on a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that person has a reaction. You have no, you can't land, it's big ocean. This is, it's hours that you're over water.
Yeah.
And so you can't even like open it on the plane, like real stuff like that. Yeah. So, but some people are like, well, I mean, if I want my peanuts, well, what about the greater good?
Yeah.
And so I guess I'm thinking about, no matter what, whether you're in the camp of, hey, this thing's total hype, government money, whatever, or the other part of on the other end, like, what are they doing? People dying every day. The other part, I think, ultimately, like when you think of like it's the heart of Jesus. Hey, do I love my brother? When we talk about our hero Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one. As for you, you shall love the Lord your God. Well, we know that definition of love the Lord your God is how you love Him, and how you treat other people.
Right.
So if it's if it's an issue for you, I may not agree, but as my brother, as my sister, as someone I love, as showing my love for God, I'm gonna honor that. If nothing else, I'm gonna honor you.
I think that could benefit us in so many ways as a country, not just talking about coronavirus.
Yeah, no,
you know what I
right.
mean.
You're right.
It's just like, man, if people would just kind of get on that mindset of, like you say, but I'm kind of like, I'm all for things reopening, get the government and the economy going again and stuff like that. But I think, just me personally talking here, I want to be as cautious as possible. Number one, I'm cautious for myself and my family.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't want this. And
let me
right.
Just one more thing, just before you dive totally in there. Let me just, the part that's beginning to get a little bit dicey for us is that the age group that is seeing the quickest increase is 18 to 29.
Really?
In cases.
Wow.
That's where you're starting to
now,
see the greatest amount of growth.
Stated a reason for that?
Well, essentially,
I mean,
they
I know
are.
all of it's kind of been like we're learning. About
we're learning tons. Oh, totally. It's totally.
Different people get it.
The other part is because they are healthy spreaders. So in other words, they can have it,
not know it,
but not have any effects, and then not have any symptoms, but still are spreading it.
Yeah.
And then spreading even to each other, but maybe not having symptoms. But then the second that they find, so, if you want to look at, hate to describe it as a host, but you find someone now, but you're carrying it, symptoms, but you have contact with your grandparents.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Then now, that's where now it is. Yeah. And so just looking at just most recent stats, and again, I think that's the part that's really hard. And if you want, one of the best sites for it is fhcovid.org, which will get you daily stats or updates. And, and again, I think I'd take it with a grain. I don't go every day just because it is. But if you're looking right now by age group, just in Mississippi, the group that has the most is age 40 to 49 of infection. They have 2,209. The next group is 18 to 29 at 2,206.
Well, I don't disagree with the whole carrying it and not knowing it thing because, I don't know if you've heard recently, nursing homes have become kind of a hot spot.
Been a hot spot.
And my number one statement to that is those people, bless their hearts, are not out burning up the street.
Yeah. Right. Right.
They just
ain't
not.
At the club. They ain't at the club.
That's unfortunately coming in.
Yeah. No. It'd be different if they was out in the streets, ripping around the clubs like Joshua.
Yeah.
But those people that live there, they are not.
Yeah, they're not.
They keeping it cool.
I don't see them at the club at all.
I don't see them at the club. Joshua, have you seen them when you've been there? Have you seen? No. And so he hasn't seen. But no. But here's the key. And it's devastating they're being affected by the people that are supposed to care. And it's hard. It's a difficult situation all around. But I want to say my grandmother was at Comfort Care here in Laurel, and they took great care of her. They had great people that were there. But I am telling you, man, if it had gotten to a way where this thing was happening now where I could not get to her,
I know
I would be devastated.
I know specifically this past week someone had that same situation happen to them, and they were fortunate enough to get their loved one out. And they tested her, and she just tested negative. Yeah. And then they were able to get her out. And I think just that next week, it had kind of popped up. But it's, and I feel for those people, man. Yeah, they can't do anything.
It's huge. And they stay, because of that population, they stay sick longer. Yeah. Which means, so even health, they can infect other health. I'm sure, and I know they isolate them, but they also can infect healthy employees because they stay sick longer too because of that age. So it is, we are not out of the woods yet. We are, but I don't think in the same time, I know people are talking, well, what do? Shut down the whole country? No, I don't think you can do that. There has to be a balance. And the hard part that you're grappling, me as a pastor, as me as a person, is that you're understanding that you're going to have to live with some level of risk.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the number one thing that a lot of people realize now, that their so-called normal lives of doing whatever they want to do comes with a risk.
A big risk, yeah.
Because I mean, I think about, like, you know, it's May now. I think about, usually we go to the beach during the summer.
It's baseball season.
Baseball season, you know. What about sports in the fall? It's all still going to be relative, and I'm just like, everything we do from here on out comes with a risk.
Everything.
So it's automatic. It's already in my mind. I've started thinking about things a little differently, you know.
Like, you even think of sports, NFL. You know, like Fox has already announced they're going to have like a simulated crowd for their games, you know, which, I mean, hey, you know, so that's to kind of create, like, you know, the NFL experience, you know. So maybe the Saints simulated crowd won't be as upset this year.
They better get some simulated referees.
Get some simulated referees.
They need something. Oh,
too soon.
Lord, yeah.
Too soon. Josh was here. He's inspiring a lot of this. So, you know, I
did watch. This is totally changing gears here, but I got to, man. I watched a sporting event yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught it, but the match 2 was on, and that was
that Tiger?
Yeah, Tiger and Peyton.
Yeah.
Versus Phil and Tom.
Okay, right.
And but this year, all their proceeds were going to fight COVID-19 relief.
Right,
dude. 20 million.
20. I know.
Million.
20 million.
I'm like, number one, thank you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, people can say what they want about all 4 of them.
Yeah.
But 20 million says enough.
We could find something to do with it. And if they're looking to make a donation,
we'll gladly accept.
We'll gladly accept.
But that was such a unique experience, and you'll have to forgive me. But dude, so like they're playing, and number one, it was horrible weather, like beat down rain.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, yes, finally somebody's playing in something that I've played in. It's just miserable, you know. And you're like, these guys are the best in there. But so this one particular part of the match. Charles Barkley, for those of you who don't know, he was up in the booth commentating.
Yeah.
And so he had evidently said something to Tom Brady. And so Tom was getting ready to hit his second shot into a par 4. And the next sequence of events had to have been like the greatest television I've seen in a long time. Like Tom hits his shot, and they're all wearing mics, you know, and they got everybody mic'd up and like cameras in their carts. Tom hits his shot. His mic pack goes flying off of him. It's a great shot. It lands on the green, backspins into the hole. And then so he's like, he yells at Charles. He's like, "Yeah, you can suck on that, Charles," or something like that. I was like, and then it gets better. So he goes up to the green to get his ball, bends over, rips his pants while doing so. I was like, this is literally the greatest thing I've seen.
It's good TV. It's good TV.
But 20 million in relief is amazing. So
I wanted. We had a couple comments. So Joe Anderson said, "Are we any better in homes with a group of people watching football than being out in the open or watching it?" I don't know. I'm not sure. That's when you start looking at some of the parameters. So like if you say, well, you're allowed groups of 10. Well, you got one person out of that 10 that's infected in there. You might as well, it's kind of, it's hard.
And
I don't know if it's any better.
There's a lot of people that 10, I mean, they're blowing past that number left and right.
So I don't know. I don't normally, for me, especially with football, if it's on a Sunday afternoon, I'm by myself with my family anyhow. Right. We have our Super Bowl party once usually. I'm watching by myself because I don't really want to be bothered with like somebody that ruin it for you, or
especially if they're pulling for the other team.
Especially if they're pulling for the other team.
Man,
especially if they're pulling for the other team, or they pull for one team all the time. So anyway, also you said they say when they play, will there be parties in homes? It's clear right now. There's no football now. It's already parties in homes.
I was gonna say, I feel like for sure, there will be.
I don't. I have no idea how they manage that. Now I do know the Saints, they play in a dome. Dallas has an open kind of a dome hybrid, you can open it up. It's a beautiful stadium. If you've not been, it's quite amazing. Encourage you all to see that, by the way. See how
Jerry Land,
the home that Jerry built. It's quite awesome. But I've seen the Raiders place, and I heard that place
looks
spectacular.
amazing. It looks so cool.
I mean, it looks like a serious like spaceship.
It looks like like Apple's campus.
Yeah. Now, when you flew in for your honeymoon, did you actually see, as you were coming to LA, did you look and see the?
Dude, I wasn't looking out the window. I don't. You asked that like I'm gonna be all descriptive about what I saw down there.
Sorry.
I'm like, actually, it's like, you want to look at these mountains. And I'm like, took a little peek, and I'm like, I'm good. Let me just go back over here to arms crossed.
For those of y'all that don't, so Brad loves flying. He loves. Is it flying or it's his heights as a whole?
Yeah, I think it's the combination that really.
So if you could fly lower to the ground.
Yeah, because when we were like 7,000 feet making our approach, I'm like, hey, this is awesome. Let's just do this the whole way.
That's still 7,000 feet.
I know, it's weird, right? The brain is
but it's different when you can look and see like those are cars and buildings, as opposed to like when you're at 35,000 and it's like,
and you're like,
and you see it feel like you see in the whole country.
Yes, that mountain looks so tiny, but I know it's so big. What is going on?
I know. Yeah. But I remember I was coming in when they're flying to LAX. You actually, if you're on the right-hand side of the plane, you'll actually see the new Rams and Chargers stadium.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that.
So you'll see that as you're kind of coming in. That thing looks amazing. So, I don't really know. I mean, that's it. I'm not really sure what happens with that. Like you're right. I mean, it is. The scenarios are amazing. Where it's like, are there going to be people in homes watching? Yes. Mm-hmm. I guess some people think 10 in a home is less than. How many go to Saints games, Josh? When you all there, how many people does the Superdome seat? Do you know?
It's around 67,000.
Yeah. So I mean,
a lot of folks,
a lot of people.
I mean, I started thinking about all those massive college football stadiums.
Yeah, I mean, there's 100,000 people that will go watch Alabama play in Tuscaloosa. I mean that. You ever gone to see that stadium? Like, have you? So I went one of my trips. Like, you go and there's a tree line, and you're in Tuscaloosa. You're kind of heading out towards, and all of a sudden, bam! Like, it is this. You can see it over the tree line. I mean, it is massive. You think there's 100,000 people,
and they're not alone. There's more of those popping up, and you're just like, that's a lot of folks.
Yeah, you think about it. So, we're thinking about some of that with downtown Thursday. We're at. You're looking at what that looks like for us. Hopefully what our goal is that because it's outdoor, that people will keep their distance,
right.
Keep their,
it's a little easier to do.
Yeah. I can't remember. I saw one, I can't remember what event it was at, but it was a picture and they had actually drawn like circles in the park, like circles and spaced them. And so families were like in these kind of like,
what's
zones,
funny?
So it's kind of crazy.
Now that you mentioned that is how we used to say, hey, don't come in my space.
Yeah.
My little space bubble.
Yeah.
It's like a real thing now.
It's all about space. And you see people little tents even in stores and stuff. Like a grocery store. I haven't gone to any other real store. I can't really think of any other store I've been in. I've been in the grocery store.
But it's all this, you're right though.
People are sensitive,
dodging.
Yeah. I mean, one lady I saw, she like people got like all close to her in the line at the grocery store, and she turned around and she's like, "Am I giving piggyback rides?" So
who would say that?
Hey, listen, I'm just saying. I mean, people are sensitive about their space, right? And so
I only used to dodge people that I knew. Now I'm like,
now you just dodge people as a whole.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I don't really know what that looks like. I know in the setting that we're gonna be in a gathering session for worship, we're gonna observe those things just because we don't have a lot of. I mean, they're learning on the fly about this disease, where I'm trying to think, was it the Black Plague or was it that was way more devastating?
Right. Yeah.
But it was like your immune system, and they finally learned that your immune system turned against you, and so the stronger your immune system was then, is you were more likely to die because they actually turned on you. So it was people that had weaker immune systems that actually
kind of coasted by.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
But they're learning about this thing, without getting to like all that's out there, different spirit theories about what it could be. But they are learning on the fly, which is, again, and trying to come up with a vaccine and So just, it's a lot. It's a lot that's happening that we don't know.
Yeah.
And so right now, the little bit that we do, where we've seen the curve flatten. Now, we talked last time about herd immunity. Did I send you that article about herd immunity? So Sweden did not go in herd. They did not go in quarantine. They just stayed open, and they really were kind of working that herd immunity angle. Yeah. And it's really still not worked. It's actually because at herd immunity, they said it has to be. The article said you need to be at 80 or 90%. Okay. And they are still like at 7 that have developed antibodies for. So it's still I think part of it too, not going like, oh, see, they're messed up. No one's. I think we got to stop looking, going like, well, that's not working.
Nobody's got to figure it out.
No one's got to figure it out. We're just going, hey, so we got to start checking stuff off the list and going.
It's kind of how things work.
Yeah.
I mean, when it's new, it's you're troubleshooting and trial and error. And when you do know something for a fact, then do it the right way that
you're trying to, as best you can. So it's a lot, man. It's
but we're gonna have it. It's going to be great. Yeah. And we are going to practice those.
We're going to practice those standards, just so we can. So because I do think there are people. So the weight, I guess, of this is there are people in our church that are not doing well with not gathering. You know, it is a need, and a very real need, and that. So you're as pastor, and not just me as pastor. Not like I'm the only one that cares about who we are. There are a lot of us that care about our church, our people as well. And so some people just are not doing well with this. I'm concerned about, how we engage visitors. I don't care what anybody says. It's just how you engage in visitors online. It's really difficult. So there's things we're wanting to do better. But there's some people that really don't feel safe. So we are going to make sure. We've always been we've not felt like we've ever wanted to be an or church. We've always wanted to be an and church. So, hey, we can be together, and we're going to genuinely care about each other. We're going to stand on righteousness and justice. And so we're going to be a church that also, that in the same sense, hey, we're going to do in person and online gatherings, and they're both going to be excellent. That's right. And so those are all things that we're really navigating. The date of the 7th, like I said, is a date that we have set. We are working really hard to make that day work. There's some equipment that we've got to get that we don't have, that we've not needed up until this point, because the services were pre-recorded, that we're not going to be able to do the same. Yeah. And so we're even getting that system designed. We have to get that installed. I'm encouraging you all as well, for those that are listening from our local body, as Blake Moss kind of heads up that installation process, we're going to need some people from the church to come and help when we get ready to install. We're going to create or build a new control room for all that. So we need people just practically to move ladders so he can do the work he needs to do. And, we can't hire people in because people are busy with handling from the tornadoes. We're still recovering from that. You go and try and get wood nowadays. Yeah. And it is, it's competitive, and you're talking, it's hard when when people are building their homes back, it's a big deal. So it's a lot right now, but we're striving. The hope in that is that we will model, Christ-like love for one another through this. Yeah. That, as the things that we're doing, that it may not be something that I'm totally comfortable with, but I'm realizing it's for the good. Hey, it's not about me, it's about them. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Well, that's the mentality we all took when you kind of mentioned the natural disasters that so many people are still working and dealing with, even and will be for months and years now.
Yeah, for sure.
That mentality that everybody had about helping each other out. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that's going to keep us strong as we start to move forward in our regathering, and everybody just needs to focus on, doing what's best for them, making good judgment. Also, I want to say thank you, because I know it's a lot as a pastor, someone who's in that leadership role and position, and not just you, our entire team. I know everybody's worked tirelessly and try to get this plan in place, and I think it's that way for all the churches. So with that being said, we're trying to make it the best for everybody in both situations, and I think it's gonna be. I think it's really exciting. It's kind of a unique learning curve.
For real. Yeah,
But
it is.
it's also exciting, you
Yeah.
know. It's something new can always be exciting and adventurous.
And we're learning from everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
as each church, you know, our friends at Christ Church, I believe they're in their third week of in-person gatherings now. You know, I called Pastor Jason Capers there and asked how it went.
Yeah.
Asked him what we could learn from that. I have no problem. We know we're part of the Capital C Church.
I think
Someone
you always
knows
have
something.
to be open.
You have to be, and I'm grateful for relationships where you can call and it's not a threat.
Exactly.
You know, and so it was just awesome
true.
that Pastor Jason just reached out and said, whatever I can do, and answered every question. Took as long as I was willing to talk. He answered questions. You know, we're
been
excited.
right there as well.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I've talked to my dad and also Brother Davey. Keep a good relationship with him, and I'm always like telling him, he's like, hey, what y'all's plans?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I was like, you know, we got some things we're working on, and you know, if you got any notes or if you got any ideas, let's work together.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
figure this thing out. So,
And if there's, you know, if there's other churches out there that just want even a copy of our plan, you know, you can email us at Brad&James podcast at gmail.com, or you can email the church admin, ADMIN at theagape.church. We'll send you our plan, what we're doing, and hopefully that will be of some sort of help or support to you as well. You know, Crosspoint, I believe they will start this Sunday. I believe they are starting this Sunday, and so praying for my friend Pastor Justin and their team there, Ryan, and their great church there. So just believing God for amazing things. I think the bigger thing is I just don't want to plan for regathering. I want us to plan for revival.
absolutely.
You know, not just planning to come back to same, but planning, like realizing the opportunities that will be right in front of us for the gospel. So we're really excited.
And when we do regather, that's not it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's not over. I mean,
It's
just
not
because
over.
we're kind of coming back to the same venue, or man, now's the time.
Yeah.
For the church to really show up and show out
In a real way.
And I believe that revival could come in a powerful way. And then we just so much that we could, you know, testify to through this whole thing.
Well, I think in big part of that is you know, specifically just encouraging our, you know, that's watching live or that's gonna hear this later, if you would continue to play for Jones County, Mississippi, continue to play for Jasper, for Forest, these surrounding counties that we commonly call the Pine Belt. We need this thing out of our county. We're just continuing to believe God to intervene, to remove this disease, this virus from our counties.
Absolutely.
Pray for those at Forest, at South Central. I don't know the numbers at Merritt, but I imagine they are still dealing as well.
Yeah,
pray for all of our healthcare professionals that are really frontlining it.
Absolutely.
That really are. I'm thinking locally, our view, Abby Hayes and Daniel Hayes that are RNs. You know, obviously the different physicians that are part of our church don't want to throw their name all out there, you know, but just you all know who you are, and you know I love you. Praying for them as well, my friends that are there. So just again, just really, we just take a couple minutes this week every day and pray for our county. We do not need these numbers to spike.
Yeah,
it's going to affect everything. We still don't know the plan for our children in the fall.
Yeah,
real stuff.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But hey, we're making strides in the right direction.
We are.
And,
we're hopefully
brighter days ahead. So we got us a date set.
Yeah.
We're excited about that.
We're
Downtown
excited about
Thursday is going to be rocking. 3-week season.
We are. We need it, and we've decided to go for it because we think our community needs it. We need some hope.
Yeah.
And Jesus brings
good,
hope,
man.
and how cool is it that, you know, that we get to serve our community that way. So we need, the community needs hope, but also our businesses, not just downtown, but our businesses in Laurel and Jones County as a whole need support.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I saw a really cool sign it said, hey, remember remember all those ads you asked us to buy and all those tickets we bought and all those fundraisers we're part of? Hey, now we're calling in a favor. You know, it's kind of like, hey, remember, those are business that you wanted on the back of T-shirts, that you wanted that bought ads, that bought in. Now they need us.
That's right.
And so I'm encouraging you to go out and support those businesses, you know, and be a part of it, because there's some they're fighting for their financial lives right now. Really important there. So
awesome. That's been good.
Yeah, man, we're getting down to it. Here we are, the last minute. So
awesome, guys. Hey, quick note. Want to remind you all that we're going to be doing this every Monday night right here on Facebook Live. Also, our podcasts are available to download on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and we're also on YouTube. So head on over to the Brad and James podcast over there and check us out. Subscribe, comment, and give us a thumbs up. And all that I just said is completely free, so we encourage you to do that. And we appreciate it very much. It's been an awesome evening, man. I appreciate it. Thanks again, my friend.
Yeah.
And I guess we will see you all next Monday night
for a live, interactive conversation about
almost anything. Thanks.
We'll see you next week.
Shaving her toes.